we'll leave the basement alone. Alright, what bedroom has the best get out of here? Probably this one, because I could at worst drop down off the edge right next to my vehicle. There's only one way, other than the window, there's only one way in and out, unfortunately. Actually, this bedroom here, because if he comes in this way, I can get out this way. So either the other two bedrooms, they're further from the car, but they have alternative ways in and out. So if I'm sleeping here and he breaks the door or breaks the glass, I can go out either direction and have a pathway back out. So yeah, we'll use this one. Yeah, this one. This one's the best. Because if I go up here, both doors are the same direction, whereas this is opposite. So yeah, this is the one. All right, what do we got? We got a blanket. Blanket's all I really need. You got a pillow? Any pillows? I want a pillow. Give me a pillow. Oh, never mind. I didn't look close enough. I have another pillow. Actually, we'll keep this one. Keep it in my inventory. We'll take it with us in the car if we have an uneventful night. I don't want a quilt. Just a blanket. Erg. I guess it's fine. They're all 5 volume. 5 volume. The downfilled's the one I don't want. 15 volume. Temperature on our head and mouth. A little chilly. Blanket will take care of that. Once we get to sleep. If we can. Okay, let's put a brand new batch of stuff on all the parts. Cold bandages. Just pretty much you and you. And we'll let the rest heal naturally. So, yeah, how do you sleep with Nyctophobia? This will be interesting. This will be the first time I've tried to sleep with Nyctophobia. Turn off the music player. I'm more worried about the hallucinations keeping me from getting to sleep. We're tired. I thought we were tired. Are we still tired? We're not tired? What the heck? I thought we were tired. Oh, we're weary. Yeah. We should be fine. Blindfold is an option. We'll look into the blindfold if I have a problem. Alright, let's turn off the live streaming rig. The light hasn't even gone out yet. The light hasn't even left the visual representation of light. Has not yet left the square. My Guardian M2HB. Alright, we are in the dark. Let's see what happens when we give the command to sleep. Let me make sure of everything here. So we've got a combat knife in my hand. We're going to change that up. I want the live stream laser in my hands in case he shows up and I have to immediately shoot him. Although I don't think the Scar... I'd be surprised if the Scar with 20 rounds dropped him. I think... Well, I don't know for sure. This thing does have burst fire, right? What, 4? Yeah, 4. Alright. I'd be surprised if the Scar dropped him, honestly. Even with 20 rounds. I don't know if I can put enough bullets on target fast enough. And he'll heal up if I take any amount of time in between. So. Well, let's try to sleep and see what happens. Well, we fell asleep. So that's good. We're going to be in some serious caffeine withdrawal by the time we wake up. assuming we wake up without getting punched into a concrete wall. We woke up, something is making noise. We went to sleep at like 3 in the morning? It's now 10, so we got at least 6 or 7 hours. We're almost back to full freshness for weariness. We're unhappy. We got caffeine withdrawal and depressants. That's fine. I got caffeine pills for that. Okay, we're on stimulants. How's our health doing? We barely gained any back on our torso. I was hoping for a little bit more on the torso there. Yeah. All the leftover hallucinations still get to exist even with the light on. Do proficiencies affect anything besides crafting speed? Yeah. It depends on the proficiency. Some of them have special additional things they do, like the wound care proficiencies actually give you a 1 level better bandaging quality for each of the wound care proficiencies that you have. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but there's a number of them that have special secondary advantages. Bandaging is one, or the wound care proficiencies, I mean, are one. Most of the crafting specific ones, though, are just failure rate and material loss rate, or speed. So there's 2 different sections usually for these, for the crafting stuff. It's going to be how often you fail, or your failure rate and your crafting speed. Failure rate affects how often you're going to have to replace materials used in the craft. Beyond that, outside of the crafting stuff, though, there are certain ones that allow specialties. So proficiencies in archery, for example, will lower the strength requirement to draw a bow for each of the different proficiencies you have in the bowery skill. Parkour, of course, is its own thing, but for crafting purposes, all of those ones, I'm pretty sure it's just those 2 things. Yeah, I probably tried to put the C4 into the thing. But from memory, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't fit anyway. That small ankle holster, or ankle sheath, I don't think will hold a full one. Yeah, I could be wrong. I'm remembering something not fitting in one of those sheaths. It could have been I don't think it was a machete or anything like that, but I don't really care. It's not going to affect the gameplay much. Now that we've got some sleep in us, I got to go downstairs and see if we are being visited. I don't hear any walls coming down or anything, so I'll be mightily surprised if we get greeted by the hunter. Well, he's being pretty polite about it. Hey, folks, look who's here. Huh. Well, do we just have our stand right here, right now? Huh. We got concrete walls, which would be pretty good for me to hide behind after throwing grenades and C4 and stuff. I got the rifle in my hands, which I'd rather start the fun off with a C4 blast and then grenades. Itchy nose. So, as I said before, I don't remember how quick this guy is. So, for those not aware, this is the hunter in the hunted scenario. So, we are playing the hunted scenario with an eternal night world with a character who's deathly afraid of the dark. And this is the thing that has been chasing us in the dark. The Relentless Hulk. A hulking zombie swollen to the size of 6 men. Its inky black eyes are locked on you. No matter how far you run, it always seems to find you. So he always knows where you're at. He always will show up. You got to get rid of him. So that's what we're trying to do. As soon as we kill him, we have conquered our fear of the dark, and we remove Nyctophobia, and probably I'll end the challenge at that point. I don't think the world will be all that interesting once this guy's gone and the Nyctophobia is gone. And we've already had our fun with the early stages of Nyctophobia. And just removing the map, but in a default world, I won't really have a problem with the character. It'll just be slow and grindy. So yeah. So this is our primary goal right here. The building itself is fine. What I worry about also, though, is additions. One of the main reasons I was wanting to do this encounter at the junkyard is because it's cleared. I have no idea what else might be in the area that could complicate my attempts to kill this guy. I mean, if I run around a corner hoping to get a grenade ready and throw it back around the corner at him, but all of a sudden I've got a face full of ferals and dogs, yeah, it's going to make my life hell. So fight him here, hop in the vehicle, go back to the junkyard, and await his arrival. Now that we've had our sleep, he definitely will likely appear at the junkyard before I need to sleep again. He showed up the first time at our initial starting point within 10 hours of our start. And, I've got everything with me. I've got the grenades. I've got the C4, which is that. It's renamed. Problem is I got to wield it, and I'm not certain how fast this guy is. I'd rather he not punch me. If I go to wield the C4 and have to dig into a tactical backpack to get it, how much is it going to cost? $355. $355 just to get that out. So that's 3.5 rounds. Hulks are usually pretty quick on their own. I don't know if it says he's a bit slower than me, but still, I'm going to guess he'd probably get into this range before I'd be able to activate and toss the C4. I'd need to reposition. I'd need to at least get to here, break this glass so I can duck around the concrete before the C4 goes off. And that's hoping I get it landed in the right spot and I time everything so he's as close to the blast as possible. Now, the dog packs were in a different city. The dog packs were up in the city in the north. We moved back down to the south away from those big dog packs. All we had here was a few minor zombies and a couple of ferals. As soon as the fun starts, it's gonna attract everything nearby. We're gonna be doing big boom boom. C4 is gonna make a lot of noise. Man, I'm tempted to do it here, but I fear the additions and the stuff that's going to add in. And I'm only going to get really one shot. I only got one C4. If I use it and he survives it, and I don't finish him, I don't know if grenades are going to do it and or how many it might take. And if I go through those and he's still alive, we're back to randomly wandering the apocalypse, hoping to find something that might deal with him. Tell you what, let's move slowly. We'll walk to the left until I'm adjacent to the glass wall, and we'll watch his movement to get kind of a gauge of the differential. I'm at full strength, full stamina, full movement speed right now. Barely encumbered with this backpack, but that's not going to matter for shooting. I don't remember. Does it have negative consequences for throwing? Melee and thrown, yeah. So movement point modifier. I'm not as worried about a movement modifier. An accuracy modifier would concern me. If I go to throw C4 and it hits the wall next to me, we're dead. Because I'll have it on a short timer. I can't do renames when I've got really critical timing factors involved, Grinchtastic, because it takes time. It's an action that I have to perform, and it's going to use up valuable time. And I refuse to do that in a circumstance like this. So if I get time when I don't have this guy staring at me, we'll get that rename done. Oh, actually, no, you can't. You can't rename something that's already been named. If Radar's around, we'll need to refund some points, because I'm not allowing people to rename things that other people have renamed until I set up a more expensive version of it. We'll have a rename option that'll cost twice as much as the original name, and then you guys can go crazy with naming over top of each other. For now, though, yeah, no renaming. So the C4 already got called a combat knife. All right. Yeah, I need to check the differential. So let's move. So we're 1-to-1 so far. Still 1-to-1. He didn't move that time, but he might be prepping a swing at the bookcase there. So if I were to do this, I would actually want him to get a little closer. Ideally, I'd break the glass, step over to here, then I would do the activate, peek, try to throw the C4 to about here, time it so that he would reach it about the time it goes off, while I scurry south around the wall. If he survives it, see, I gotta know if he survives it. I don't know how far I need to be away from C4. I think if the explosion is here, I think where I'm at is kind of right on the outer edge. I think it's about 5 spaces in every direction. From memory, it's been a while since I did any C4, but if it went off there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the initial blast radius itself is about 4 or 5 spaces in every direction. Shrapnel? Who knows? Who God only knows. Being around the corner will hopefully protect me from the shrapnel. So it's a tricky business here, because I need to get the C4 to go off underneath him if possible. But then I need to be able to return and check his condition as quickly as possible to see if I need to follow it up with grenades. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. The expandable baton into a grenade. Assuming I had found a grenade. If I hadn't actually found one yet, I would be clued in pretty well. But were I carrying both and actually using an expandable baton on occasion, that could have some fun emergent gameplay possibilities. As I activate my baton to expand it. And turns out I pulled the pin on a grenade. That'd be totally a thing this guy would do in real life. All right. Yeah, if he's got fierce regen, you'd have to go look at like a Shoggoth or a naked mole rat. Go compare his regen to those. If it's that level now, then he's changed, because I don't remember him having that much regen when we fought him. When this challenge first appeared, I did a quick series challenge on it to explore it. I don't remember him having that fierce of a regen factor. I knew he had some, but I don't think it was anywhere near like Shoggoth or Mole Rat level. I don't know. This is one of those situations where I'm going to spend half an hour puzzling out my next 1 second of action. That is the Relentless Hulk. That is the pursuer when you choose the hunted scenario. This is what is hunting you. If you choose the hunted scenario to play, something is following you constantly and knows where you're at all times. This is him. He has arrived. This is our main goal, other than experimenting and surviving the Nyctophobia in a eternal dark world. This is our main opponent. I'm just trying to decide if this is where I want to have the showdown. I still have to break the glass, move, step. He'll get to probably, if he goes around instead of through the bookcases, he'll get at least a few more. I think timing-wise I could do it. I also don't know what's going to happen to the building when I drop C4 in the middle of it. Literally in the middle of the building. I'm also a little worried that I could create... Yeah, that's a potential big problem. Here's where I think I might have an issue. I need to be able to hit him with C4 and then immediately follow with grenades if necessary, if he doesn't go down from the C4. So if I put C4 here and it blows up just like I want, everything goes great and I position it properly, he gets near it, it goes off. If it creates a hole down to the basement and he drops into that hole, he's now out of my line of sight and I have to risk running through rubble and whatever to get to the stairs if they're still there. I bet the C4 would destroy the stairs as well. He would then be in the basement with me not having immediate access to him or easy line of sight or knowing if he's standing there waiting for me at the bottom. I can't do this. I can't do this here. That alone is going to nix this deal because I think the very first thing I want to do, which is the C4, is a high probability of him dropping into the basement, which would totally screw my plan. He would either regen fully before he got back up, which would totally waste the C4, or I wouldn't have access to him until he teleported away when I left the reality bubble. And then came after me again. Oh. Yeah, I can't tell you all the rules for sure. I just know that he can find you wherever you're at. In this case, we woke up when he started banging on the front door or banging on something. I don't know what would have happened if we hadn't woken up, if he would have come in and climbed the stairs, or if he gets some kind of a teleport to different Z levels, because if he's totally restricted to just the ground level, then that would be silly. So, but I don't know the rules. Somebody would have to do some pretty extensive testing to see what the rules are. Yeah, I can't do it here. We have to relocate. I have to get him to a place that doesn't have a basement at least. I think the C4 can even punch a hole in the ground, a pit that he can drop into. But at least that is a controlled area, very small area. I could just drop grenades down into him. Maybe do that with, I don't know. I might not be able to survive that either, depending on the shrapnel goes up Z levels. That could be an interesting situation. But, yeah, I don't want to try it here. The combination of anything else adding into the fight, if it goes on for an extended period and I'm trying to maneuver, plus the very real danger of me blowing the whole floor up and him just dropping into the next level, ruining the whole C4 thing because he'll heal up before I can get anything else on him, just renders this one not tenable. So we're going to get out of here. And I need a place with strong walls I can hide behind. I can't just bring him out to a field and start chucking C4 and grenades, because I won't survive the shrapnel if I do that. C4 has a very limited throw range, if I remember right. It's like 5 spaces, 3 spaces. It's a very limited throw range because it's so heavy. So I can't just chuck it 20 spaces and then run the other direction or try to time it so he steps on it. I could probably manage a timer. If I could rely on his movement rate, I could probably do an extended timer where I just drop it. I could, I have to think about that. Let me think about this. So if I went out in the middle of a field, brought him with me, got out ahead of him like 30 spaces, started walking back towards him, if I figured out the movement differential between us, and if it is close to 1-to-1, I could activate the timer on the C4, just drop it at my feet, and then walk away so that if I set the timer, he's at 15 spaces from me, I set the timer for 15, I walk the other direction. That puts me 15 spaces away from the explosion, and I can put myself on the other side of the car. And then if it did not kill him, I could pop up and start lobbing grenades at him. I still fear shrapnel. And we're down. We don't have torso protection, and we're down to 3 bars on our torso. Oh no, you gotta be way farther away than 6 tiles from a grenade out in the open. That's why I almost never use them unless I've got a solid wall between me and my target. The only time I usually get in trouble is when it hits the ground right at my feet or in the door, where closing the door might pop the grenade into the side I'm on, things like that. I don't know if I could pull that off, though. I think I'd still be more comfortable doing it at the junkyard and lobbing explosives and grenades around solid walls and having vehicles that I could put between me and him. But I think that's still the better play. I think for my safety, I think it's better to just drive back up to the junkyard and have the encounter there. I can get my character prepped, drop all the unnecessary crap, just have my battle rattle on my character, drop all the miscellaneous stuff, so I'm fit and trim for fighting. Yeah, that's the good call. That's the best call. Let's stick to the plan. All right, we're out of here. It does amuse me to think about doing it the other way. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do a force science. Remind me when this one's done, for good or ill, whether I die or not. Remind me to do a force science where I drive my car out in the middle of the field, I'll summon a Relentless Hulk, and I'll test whether I could have just offed him in a field using the timing method I just talked about and huddling behind my car. I'm curious. But we got to play it for reals first, so whatever happens initially is what happens. That'll just be a test for science after the fact. Alright, headlights on, and we are going back where we came from. We'll find our beloved junkyard. Love the junkyard. Hey, bad zombies. You're moving? That makes you bad. Only good zombie is one that does not move anymore. Alright, just up the road here, and then off to this direction. Follow the map. Gotta zoom a little further out. Make sure I'm following the map memory and not just the exposed headlights. Ah, too high. I'm too far. Alright, now we're good. We're pretty close now. The roadblock is just to the south of us. So it shouldn't take him long to get over here. I don't really know how he works regarding timing of his movements. We have not explored south of this. So we got swamps with nothing showing up. Swamps. A wasp. Where's the wasp? Alright, that shouldn't be a problem. I gotta figure out where I want to actually have the fight. I think I'll wait for him inside or outside. If I wait like right here, yeah, I'm a little worried when he cannonballs or Kool-Aid Man's through a brick wall, he might cause a roof collapse. Do we still have roof collapses? I haven't seen a roof collapse in forever. Anybody seen a roof collapse recently? When you break a wall? In the past, the rule was if you broke a wall, it was just a total random roll of the dice whether or not it would fall. The only contributing factor was if there was like an adjacent wall, it would lower the chance a bit or something like that. But I'm trying to remember when the last time I had a roof collapse issue. I don't often go breaking walls because I know how dangerous it is and you can't really do much about it, at least in the past. Broke a door frame, got failed. One of the... okay. Yeah, I've got like a Cataclysm quick slip. A really fun one. For folks that care, let me go find it real quick. Vormithrax, Quick Slips. I think it was in the Quick Slip series. Something about the game making it harder. Not that one, not that one. Oh, that one. Yep, that's the one right there. It's a whole 3-minute video. Here's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Feel free to go watch that real quick while I'm puttering around with my vehicle here. That is one of the hilarious quick slips. That is called emergent gameplay. That's the gameplay auto-adjusting the difficulty level for Vormithrax, specifically. Let's see. So, I don't want my gear or the vehicle real close to the fighting spot. I think I'll park my vehicle like right out here. So if I wait for him in here so I can go north or go south, depending on how he approaches. Either route, I can get to my vehicle out on the street over here with a minimum of muss and fuss if I feel like I need it. So, let's go ahead and park the vehicle over here. I'm gonna laugh when he still dogpiles right into my vehicle. Kind of in the middle of the two spots. Let's actually park it the other direction. Alright, next up. So the important items for the fight are going to be light, battery power, which I can easily carry, the C4 and the grenades, followed by, if necessary, the Scar H. And if a full magazine of Scar H 308 don't finish it after 5 grenades and C4, I don't know what we're going to do. I have no ideas after that. So the rest of this, let's drop the quilt, obviously, and the pillowcase on the front seat. It was full, so it hit the pavement. What do I got in there? I got an in-progress throwing beginner. That seat can only hold 6.5 because it's a stinky reclining seat. God, I hate reclining seats. Stupid reclining seat, only 6.25. Can't put my blanket and my pillow in there. Fine. Pillow back in the cargo storage. I'm already kind of trimmed down. What is going to affect us? We're at 24 torso encumbrance with the backpack, but if I drop the backpack, all of this stuff hits the ground. I have... Ooh, I thought I had a leather backpack. Don't have a leather backpack? What the heck? I thought for sure I had a leather backpack. Am I misremembering picking up a leather backpack since we left? Apparently. Huh. I could have swore I had a leather backpack. Unless somebody renamed it on me. Alright. Guess I don't have a leather backpack. Or I'm misremembering. Yep, that's the plan. We either die or we kill the bad guy, and then we go play Stalker. That's exactly what's going to happen. Well, no, we either die or we kill him, then I do my Force Science, then we go play Stalker. I got to do my Force Science first. Just debating whether I want to try to organize some other carry solution, but I apparently don't have any, so I guess we're gonna keep the backpack on. We'll go as is. I don't know how much time's gonna pass before he shows up. We are at full health except for torso still, and I have terrible health care. Terrible health care. I guess we'll practice practice bandaging. That uses up bandages, doesn't it? I can make some makeshift bandages and use those for training purposes if I have materials. Cotton patches. What do I got that's made of cotton? I've been dropping most stuff. Haven't been picking much of that up. Hey, Quilt, you made of cotton patches? You're made of wool. That's not what I need. Other than my pillow. There's nothing, I don't think, that's going to be cotton inside the junkyard either. Yeah, let's see how many we use up. Just trying to get the early levels. Alright, we'll get out of the vehicle. Stop running, you dumbass. Alright, I'm just going to hang out right here. Let's have some milk, an apple, and some grapes, an orange, and some pine nuts. Oh yeah, we're going healthy. And a chocolate bar. Alright, right here. Practice healthcare or bandaging. Huh. Again, that seems weirdly faster than I remember. It was already ridiculously fast, but that seems weirdly even more ridiculously fast. We were halfway to 1 anyway, but still. So that's 1 bandage down for the practice session. We got how far into 2nd level? Nope, it stopped right at 1. Oh, can't go above 1. Alright, next up is bandaging advanced. We still have a bandage, but... oh, we don't have the wound care stuff. It's wound care that we have to go for next, which we don't have access to. I forget what the requirements here were. Doesn't consume them in training? Alright. I don't remember what brings up wound care. Stabbing. Stabbing practice. I really wish they would list all the things. I didn't notice they put categories in for the practice. I really wish they would list them all. That way you could tell what you're missing in order to try to get to practice something. First aid pamphlets or books. Sounds fine. Lots of changes. Alright, we won't worry about that. I could just pass time. But we could practice, athletics. Do I have athletics already because of other skills? Nope. We're at not quite 1. Athletics 2. How far does it take us? Just 2. That's really all I care about. Still no wrench on the list for dodge training. Yeah, it's still white. But why? We have healthcare 1. It should take us to 2, I think, to max out. Whatever. You want caffeine? Yeah, it's still pegged at 1. Don't care. It's not going to matter. Yeah, the proficiency is increasing. We're up to 63%. Ideally, we want to let our focus go up to 100, then do proficiency training. So, MP3 player back on. Wait 30 minutes or until the bad guy shows up. Ooh, focus is still bad. Did that not help at all? Barely. Good enough. We'll go ahead and practice some more. Get that proficiency. You are now proficient in wound care. So, pretty basic. I recommend you do this in all your characters as soon as you have an opportunity, when you're out of your immediate crisis, whatever you start your scenarios at and all that. Stop practicing, yes. So we got the wound care proficiency, and as noted here, you know how to bandage wounds and understand basic principles of wound care. It doesn't really tell you what that does, but basically it increases the level of bandaging that you apply. When you use a bandage or you use antiseptic and such, your skill level determines what level of bandaging you get. This is an automatic bump up in that level. So it's like getting free healthcare points on top of your existing healthcare. And then the other the advanced wound care does the same thing. It gives it yet another bump. So it's very helpful. Right now, we're at what? Poor? Yeah, we're at poor. So if we take a standard bandage and we apply it to our torso, it'll give us an average. And antiseptic as well. Alright, no sign of him yet. Battery power is almost out. I've got how many batteries with me? It's gonna be funny when I open the door or step out and he's like staring at me right outside the door. Alright, batteries. The list is getting a little shorter. I'll grab all of these. And we'll probably switch back to candle power during our vigil. Let's turn off the live streaming rig. Fear of the dark. Activate our candle. Actually, I do not want my MP3 player running right now. If I don't have the flashlight on, I need to make absolutely sure I can hear him bashing through doors and walls. We have caffeine withdrawal. We got a pill for that. Now we can do bandaging advanced. So yeah, no books needed. Just raise up your skill level to the max, and when it hits the max, you'll start working on the proficiency. And once you get the first proficiency done, which is the wound care, now you can get working on the wound care expert proficiency and the banding advanced, which will take you to 3. Stop practicing, no. Sure. And there we go. Stop practicing, yes. And our proficiency is what? A whole 2%? Now that's not unusual, because while you're leveling, all your practice is going into the XP for the leveling of the main skill. Once you've maxed the main skill during that practice session, after that, everything will go to the proficiency. You could also disable, if you want to raise a proficiency specifically, and you haven't already gotten to the maximum level, whatever activity, practice, or crafting is about to do. If you've already hit the max and you can't raise that skill anymore via that option, you can always come in and you can just turn off the associated skill. So I could turn that off, and then anything I did for healthcare, like the practice recipe, would 100% go into the proficiency at that point. But you can manually control it as well. I don't care about that, though. I think that's all we really need to worry about. So pretty much we're just waiting for our buddy here so we can get this fight started. Let's see. We're warm. We're warm. My legs are warm. Is that an equipment problem? I got hard leg guards along with my duster and my boxer shorts. Oh, well, yeah. Got a lot of stuff down there. You're giving 5 warmth, are you, boxer shorts? Might have to get rid of you. You're just going to get soiled in a short bit anyway. Good enough. Isn't it better to look for books? No. Not if there are practice recipes, it's not. I mean, the theory is theoretical experience that you gain from reading is going to help, but for the early stages, it's totally irrelevant. Just do practice recipes. They're insanely fast to level up if they're available. So anything that's on this practice list, so the bandaging of the 2 different types, athletics, computer, anything you can get to with some of the basic things you need to practice them, like fletching, you need a few odd things here and there. Dodge, you just need a ball of some kind for the most part. It's way faster just to level it up this way. And when you're doing it through this method, you're leveling both practical and theoretical. Theoretical always has to equal or exceed practical. So, I mean, if you can get 3 levels in an hour of practicing, there's no point to reading a book. The book reading is just going to it's going to take a long time. It's going to totally waste your time. You're going to be able to get it through practical experience way faster than reading the book. Now, later ones and or more complicated ones, like all the 14,000 blacksmithing proficiencies and sewing proficiencies and all those things, reading is probably going to help, especially once you get past the first couple of levels. Those things are rough. Alright, so, yeah, we got throwing up, we got, I mean, it took no time at all. We got, what, throwing, we got bandaging, we got the wound care, we got, athletics. We could keep going through the practice recipes and get to 2 or 3 in quite a few of the categories, so. Alright. Let's just wait. See if he shows up. Get this party started. Back to wanting caffeine again. First step when the fight starts, take a caffeine pill. Well, we got a little more healing. We're gonna end up being tired again if he doesn't show up soon. He better not be just politely waiting outside. That would be hilarious. I'd have to turn on supervision in order to see it, but... what time is it now? Yeah, it's already 2100. We woke up at 10 or 1100, so it's already been 8-9 hours. We're going to be tired again. I was not planning on sleeping here. Let's kick on the flashlight again for a moment. See if he's waiting for us outside a door or a window here.